Get started. All right. So welcome to Renwood Crafts. I'm Justin. This is my friend Nate.
Hi, everybody.
Nate's also starting his own channel, Joke of All Trades, and he is here to be given that mallet that I've been talking about the last several videos.
Well, you spoiled the surprise.
Well, you already knew you were getting a mallet. You don't know what it looks like.
That's true, I don't.
Yeah. So, so why don't you go ahead? Let's get this scrap of wood out of your way. It's I'll go ahead and open that up, and then I can talk real briefly about
like any spring-loaded snakes in here or anything, right?
Nah, I don't have any spring-loaded snakes.
Okay, 'cause that's not period authentic, so.
No, I'd have to use real snakes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't like sitting in the folded-up canvas too long.
Ooh. Do I have to chew my way through this, or?
I mean, it's already kind of chewed up.
Ooh, look at this. That is very cool.
So I left that unfinished in case you wanted to stain it with anything.
Okay.
Which, knowing you, thought there's a chance you might want to do that.
Yeah, sure.
But aside from that,
that's awesome.
If you don't want to stain it, I've got a little jar of beeswax and linseed oil that you could use to seal that.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
So that drop-by handle, that should fit and pack away in your camp gear quite nicely.
Yes, that would be fantastic. I promise to use this exclusively for evil.
Well, that's all fantastic. Subjective now, ain't it?
Right. Well, what I think is evil anyway.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I will use the hell out of this.
Glad to hear it.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's show you what tools I used on that.
Yeah.
All right, so starting off, we have the framing axe. Sit here on the chopping block, square that off. We used the draw knife. We used a spoke shave, which is similar to a draw knife, but the handle, it has the blade set into it rather than blade being just bare and exposed. We used a T-handle auger.
Gotta get me one of those.
They're handy, they're also a pain.
Yeah.
Of course, I used another mallet to make this mallet.
Isn't there a rule against that? Like, don't use a word to define a word kind of thing?
Well, yeah, I'm not defining words though, I'm making them.
Oh,
because
fair.
I did need something for tapping the chisels through to make that socket where the handle goes through. Of course, I used my saws. So I had flush cut saw for doing the finer cuts. I had a heavier frame saw that I used for cutting timbers to length, for starting off.
Mm-hmm.
And I used a froe and a maul for splitting the handle out of the stock of wood. So, it takes a lot of tools to make just that one tool.
And a lot of know-how on how to use them.
A lot of practice, but a mallet is honestly a good, easy enough project to start off with if you're wanting to learn woodwork. Because one, it's a tool that you're going to need. And so a lot of your initial woodworking is just making your tools. Oh, speaking of which, I didn't even mention the shaving horse, the most obvious tool that I'm sitting on. So yeah, if you want to get into woodwork, you're going to start off with probably making a lot of tool handles. Make yourself a shaving horse first thing right off the bat, and because your most commonly used tools, if you only needed could only have a few tools, I'd have an axe. I'd have chisels, a few chisels, and a draw knife. Those are the first few tools that I would make if you were just starting off, or make or acquire, and then after that,
which is what a period woodworker would have done anyway.
Yeah, and after that, you can start acquiring more, and like this saw here is a good example. The style of saw has been around forever. You can still buy these in hardware stores today, but they're going to have a synthetic handle, so you can go ahead and make a new handle to make it more period appropriate. A lot of your axes you're going to find in antique stores with nasty handles, and you're going to need to make new handles for them. So, yeah, glad you enjoy your mallet.
Yes.
It was actually a lot of fun making that.
Yeah.
You know, I've definitely missed being out at the festivals working on stuff. So
Oh, for sure.
coming out here, this allowed me to start using the shaving horse again, work on a project, and just have a good time doing it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, just tell me a little bit about your channel.
So my channel, Joke of All Trades, it started off as a Facebook craft page where I would post kind of all of my crafting exploits. The name Joke of All Trades is obviously a play on the word Jack of all trades. You know, the idea is I have a lot of different crafts and hobbies that I can do, and over time I've learned how to do them well. But it's all a joke. I have no friggin' clue what I'm doing. I call myself a weaver. You know, most of my stuff is weaving, but that's not because I took classes and learned how to weave, or because I was taught by other weavers. I tripped over the tools and figured it out, and I think there's a beauty to that. So that's the punchline of the Joke of All Trades. Is I got no clue what I'm doing, but I
get that actually.
Yeah.
It's some of these crafts, these older crafts, are hard to find a person to teach you.
Yeah,
So you just
absolutely.
have to pick up the tool and start playing around with it.
Absolutely.
But as far as you kind of calling yourself a joke with some of those crafts, like I'm looking at your hat right now. Is that a bit of weaving around the trim? Is that something
This
that
is
you
actually the very first tablet weave that I did. This was a simple 8-card, 2-color tablet weave, and yeah, this was the one where I just sat down and figured it out, and it came out okay.
I want to say for being you said a first try that came out right. I'd say it looks pretty good.
Well, thank you.
So call yourself a joke if you want, but I like it.
Well, I'm also always laughing. In case I've probably spent a good 20 seconds of your video so far just laughing nervously.
That's fine.
That's part of a personality quirk, I suppose. But yeah, so that's the tagline of my page is laughter in the workshop. That's how you know I'm down there tinkering. So I have the Facebook page. So be sure to drop by, see my latest reconstructions of historical materials or whatever nonsense and tomfoolery I'm getting into. And then I also just started a YouTube channel where I'll post all kinds of videos relative to living history and other Viking Age reenactment things. The only video that's up right now is a splicing together of some combat, because we do live steel combat, and we just recently started doing that again, kind of piecemeal. So there's a little bit of footage from the only event that we're going to be doing this year, and a little bit of footage from practice that I've put together. So that's our first video, so check it out.
Looking forward to seeing more.
Absolutely.
And who knows, perhaps in the future we can do some collaboration projects.
That would be awesome.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be. For sure.
So, yeah. Go to Nate's channel, Joke of All Trades. Like his videos, share them, subscribe, and do the same thing here. If you like what you see, subscribe for more. Have a good day, folks.
Bye.